Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Fine, fine. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. Welcome to the class.
Thank you.
All right. Hello, everyone. How are you today?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Carlos. How are you?
I'm fine. What about
Excellent.
you
Morning.
and the
I'm
rest of
I'm great. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Rafael. How are you?
I'm fine. How about you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking.
Cool.
And I can see Walter too. Hello, Walter. How are you? Hello, I cannot hear you.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning, Paola. How are you?
Fine, and you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. Welcome to the class.
Thank you.
All right. I'm sorry, Walter. I'm not sure if it's just me, but I couldn't hear you. I'm not sure if it is the microphone or something, but I can see that you opened the microphone, but I couldn't listen to you. I'm so sorry. All right, let's see. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for being on time. I'm glad to see you. It's Wednesday. We are in the middle of the week, okay? And today we're going to have a speaking class. So this is the moment we are going to practice speaking using the class that we studied yesterday. Okay, and the idea also is to check some new vocabulary, to learn something new, but also just applying it and speak a lot. Now, before starting, quick recommendations. Please try to write your full names on your profiles, because when I check attendance, sometimes I see only one name. So imagine, for example, if I see Anna, and I can have more than one Anna in the class. So if I don't have last names, I won't be sure which person is that. All right. So that is like a quick recommendation. And also, guys, if you want to keep your camera on, why not? Let me know you. I know that in this moment in the morning is kind of hard, but you can do it. Okay. And this is also going to help for remember that INSAFORP and people from your job, they check the videos of the class, okay? And when you participate, they see, they are here. But when you keep the camera on, they can see you. So that proves that you were here in the class, that proves that you are doing your best, that you are participating, okay? I can see Robert. Thank you. Very good. Excellent. Thank you very much. Nice to see you. Okay. Now let's start, everybody. I'm going to share the presentation. Can you see the presentation, everyone?
Yes.
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 Excellent. Okay. So we are in the intermediate 2, unit 1. This is the class number 2. Today is May the 3rd. For the ones who were in the class yesterday, again, my name is Clarissa. And if you have any questions, just let me know. For the ones who were in yesterday, I just want to remind you the platform. Okay, we are in the week number 1. So at the end of the week, I need you to finish the 25% of the platform. The next week, I need the 50%. The week number 3, I need the 75%. And by the end of the week number 4, that it means Friday 26th, I need the 100%. So by that day, you should finish the platform. Okay. Remember, May 10th, we don't have classes because it's day off. So, but this is the way that I wanted to work on the platforms. I could see the advance of some of you. Some of you haven't started yet, but please do it. If you have a question about the platform or about an exercise, you can also tell me and I will help you with that. Now, as I said yesterday, and this is for the ones who couldn't be in the class, we will have written quizzes. These are on the platform. And also we are going to have speaking evaluations. Some of them will be audios that you have to send me. And in the last speaking evaluation, it will be an interview. And I will give you all the details, all the instructions, what we are about to do it. Now, yesterday we studied a topic. We were talking about the comparative waves, some of the common expressions that we can use. Today we are going to have speaking class, that's the topic, but we are going to use the topics that we studied yesterday. So first we talk about to plus an adjective. Can you explain me what is the meaning of to? How can I use it? And give me examples.
It is used for express excessive or that something in a negative way, I remember.
Very good. Actually, that is the one. When we use to plus an adjective, most of the time is because we are describing more than what we want or more than what we need. That's why it's considered a negative thing. For example, the coffee is too hot. Very good. Now, we also checked too much. What is the difference when I use to with an adjective and to with much?
We use too much when we want to express something uncountable.
Very good. Exactly. This is with uncountable nouns. You work too much, you drink too much soda. And how about too many?
To describe countable things.
Correct. So for example, there are too many people. So that's the difference between too much, and too many. Excellent job. Okay, how about enough plus a noun? What is the meaning? How can I use it?
Is when we have no more and not less.
Ah, very good. Not too much, not too many, but here is exactly the amount that we need. Can you give me examples using this phrase?
We don't have enough information for this task.
Very good. That sounds good. Imagine in this case, she used it in the negative form. So we can use it in both affirmative or negative. And the great thing with enough is that we can use it with countables or uncountable nouns. Excellent. Very good. Okay, what happens if I want to use it with an adjective? How can I use enough with an adjective? What is the difference?
The adjective goes first and enough to the end.
Correct, look. So we switch the order. If you want to use it with an adjective, the adjective goes first. Can you give me examples?
Like big enough.
My
house is big enough.
That's the one, exactly. So basically that is the difference between enough with the nouns and with the adjectives. Again, we can use it with affirmative or negative sentences. So far is clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, if you have a question, please just let me know because we are going to use these phrases in the speaking that we had for today. Now, another day we studied as, adjective as. How does it work? Do you remember?
I remember
Yeah.
that it was to say that something is the same.
Okay, we are comparing some or two or more things that in some way they are the same. Okay, can you give me examples?
Yeah, Canada is as big as United States.
Nice, very good. Exactly. So remember that when we use as plus the adjective doesn't need to change. We cannot add like, Canada is bigger as United States. No, we don't need changes. The adjective is exactly as it is, okay? Very good. We can use as with many. So how can I use this? Do you remember?
Yeah, you can use this in order to compare uh, accountable things.
Correct, exactly. So we can use as many, and then we just need to add a noun. But this noun has to be countable. For example, the girl has as many apples as the boy. So countable nouns. And what happens if I change it? If I use as much? What is the difference?
For
It's for
uncountable things.
uncountable.
Great job. So here we just need to change the noun. The noun has to be uncountable. He drinks as much water as his sister. Simple as that. So everybody, are these words totally clear? Yes. Do you have any questions so far? This is the moment.
Yeah,
Clear?
it's clear for me. Yeah.
Okay, everybody, yes?
Yes.
Yes,
Ready for an exam?
ready.
Only once is ready and the other ones? Yes, ready?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
the attitude. Very good, very good. Okay, it's not time for the exam, no worries, relax. But we are going to have speaking practice. Look, there are 3 points that we are going to discuss with your classmates. For example, look at the first one. Imagine that you have a friend from Europe, okay? And your friend from Europe wants to visit your country. He wants to come here to El Salvador. So I want you to recommend the places and the cities or areas, but that should be avoided. Okay, you had to tell them the places where he don't go there, right? And you had to tell them why. For example, if you say, hey, don't go to Costa del Sol. Okay, but why? And you have to describe the reason using the phrases that we just learned. You can use too much. You can use too many. You can use too followed by an adjective. Enough. You can use enough in negative too. So remember that when we are using too, most of the time is because it's negative. So you had to tell them, okay, you know, don't go to Costa del Sol. Why? Well, especially during the August holidays, don't go because there are too many people on the beach. It's too hot. There are not enough space where you can swim. Okay? Is it clear how we are going to describe it? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. Remember, the idea is to use that phrases, okay? If you listen to your classmate is talking very nicely, but is not using these phrases, so tell them, hey, try to use them, okay? Now, the points number 2, I want you to compare San Salvador department with La Libertad department. And in this scenario, I want you to use as plus an adjective as. You can use as many or as much. And the idea is to compare. Remember, here is when we are talking that they are the same in some aspect. So try to search the similarities. So you can say, well, San Salvador is as crowded as La Libertad, for example. San Salvador is as popular as La Libertad. Things like that, okay? San Salvador has as many restaurants as La Libertad, for example. So I want you to search the similarities, try to compare them using these expressions, okay? Understood the point number 2?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And in the point number 3, I want you to describe aspects in your lives using the phrases again. Too much, too plus an adjective, too many, enough, not enough. You can also use as adjective as if you want. And the idea is just to talk about you. For example, well, let me tell you about myself. I love to sleep too much, but I cannot do it because I have to work a lot. In my house, I don't have enough space to do my work or things like that. So I just wanted to talk about yourself, but the idea is to use these phrases. When you listen to your classmates, imagine that your classmate says, hey, I work too much. If you has the same issue, you can say, hey, I'm the same, you know, I'm as tired as you are. Okay, so the idea is to search similarities and describe your life, your aspects using these phrases. Is it clear, the point number 3?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, we are going to go to the breaking rooms. I will be listening to what you said, okay? And again, I know that you are intermediate. We talk, but the purpose in this activity is not only to talk, it's to use the expressions. Okay, so everybody do your best, try to apply all of them. And if you don't remember how to use it, if one of them is not so clear, you can ask your classmates. I'm sending the questions, well, the points that you are going to speak on WhatsApp's group. Okay, I'm going to send them there so you can have it. Okay. Well, let's go to the breaking rooms. Pay attention what your classmate says, okay? Be respectful. If you are in a group where nobody is talking, well, let me know so I can switch you to another group. Obviously, I don't want Spanish, okay? So if suddenly you don't know how to say something, dictionary, everyone, okay? Because Spanish is not allowed, okay? Let's go to work.
Pretty good. Pretty good. You?
Nice. Everything fine here.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, I think we can start.
Yeah.
Did you think for the first point some recommendation for my friend of Europe of places to avoid?
Yeah, let me think. Well, maybe in vacations like August or December, maybe it's not a good idea to go to the beach because those places, it could have a too much people. So like the Malecón or like Costa del Sol, it could have a lot of people, so it could be too much. And it could have not too much space. So maybe your friend will not enjoy those places.
Yeah, I agree with that. From my side, I was thinking that my friend can visit the center of San Salvador, but I can recommend him that she should avoid to visit places far away from the center of San Salvador because it could be too dangerous because it's alone, the streets are alone, or even in the night can be dangerous too because there are a lot of drunk guys and can be uncomfortable for him. What about you, Rodrigo?
The same as you, I can recommend the historical center.
Even for Salvadorians, even for Salvadorans, I think you have to avoid places like Soyapango, Popa, because it's too dangerous.
That's true.
Yeah. In my case, I don't know. I recommend he or she that if she or she wants to go to a shopping center, for example, don't go to Metro Centro because always it's too crowded. So I prefer other shopping center, for example, Garambia, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, I will ask like how comfortable he or she feels like visiting places that doesn't know. So I will recommend that go to centric or touristic places because they are safe enough to make tourism. What else? Also, we can start like comparing San Salvador to La Libertad. To be honest, I'm from Cuscatlan, so I don't know many places about from La Libertad. Do you guys know well those places?
Okay, I think La Libertad in San Salvador. Well, La Libertad is as hot as in San Salvador.
San Salvador, yeah, I agree with that. I am from San Salvador, but also I think San Salvador is as big, no, I don't know, as big a city as La Libertad.
Okay, well, I think San Salvador has as many.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think La
Okay.
Libertad is as hot as San Salvador.
Yeah, but yeah.
Or at least my city is really hot. You know,
Where are you
at
from?
the end, I live in San Juan Opico, La Libertad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's
Actually,
too
yes.
hot. Yeah, because in Antigua is it's hot, but it's not too much. So,
Okay.
yeah.
It's hard enough, right? Well, warm enough. Okay.
Hard enough. Yeah. Because I'm from La Palma, Chesnango, for me all is hot. San Salvador Libertad too hot.
Really? La Palma is too hot?
No. Where I live in La Palma is cool weather. So for me, San Salvador as too hot as La Libertad is the same for me.
Great. Well, I live here in Antiguas too. So what can I say? In fact, the weather is almost the same, but in the night is it's fresh. It's cool
It's cool
as
weather.
San Salvador, right?
I live like 20 minutes from the office, but it takes me like 2 hours to get there.
I think everyone has spoken about the first and the second point. Maybe we can go to the last one.
The third point is it's about our life. For example, as Fernando said, in San Miguel it's too hot. We have 40 grades. It's too hot.
Most of the time you get above 36 degrees. Yes, and also if you see the news in the television, you will see the most important cities in El Salvador. You get Santa Ana, San Salvador, and San Miguel. And the temperatures from those cities, you will see always San Miguel being higher than the other cities, but by at least 1 degree or 2.
Yes, and the temperature is the same and all of the day.
All the day is
in
right.
the night, in the morning, it's the same.
Yes.
Okay, what else? Can you give me more details about your lives?
Let me see, in my case, I will say for today I had too many pending tasks in a week.
Okay. Guys, and you?
On my side, maybe that the work takes a lot of time from me, so I don't have too much time to play video games.
Oh my God. All right. And the other ones, guys?
In my case, I have a lot of work to say, so I have enough work. I don't want more.
you don't need anything more. Okay. No. And I will give you extra homework, but okay. Okay, who else?
Another topic. No
In my case, I think I sleep too much. So
What?
I don't have time. I don't have enough time to do other things. Maybe play a game. So yeah.
You spend all your free time sleeping.
Almost all my free time.
That's a good plan.
Yeah, why not? So continue talking. We have 3 more minutes. I will check another group. So continue discussing about your personal issues, and then we are going to go back to the main room. All right? Continue, please.
Okay. In this case, we have we have 2. We have too many. We have enough. we have not enough. Well, in this case,
Oh, sorry, I didn't saw
have-
that.
we have not enough. And, oh, well, in this case, we have 2 plus adjective.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
well, I think we have, in this, okay, I think we have all of the examples. If we, let's go ahead with the second part. Let's compare Salvador versus La Libertad.
La Libertad.
Okay. Well, the first sentence comes to my mind is La Libertad is not as big as, no, wait.
Actually, it's bigger.
No, yeah, it's not big as San Salvador, but I'm not sure what is, which is bigger, San Salvador or La Libertad?
La Libertad is
La
bigger.
Libertad is okay, well,
Yes.
we must switch.
Maybe we can compare cities, Santa Tecla with San Salvador. That
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The weather.
yeah, the
No.
weather.
Okay, San Salvador's weather, I don't know, it's okay, well, it's not as good as La Libertad. Because I have here from friends, La Libertad is more, is fresh. In Santa Tecla is fresh, but in San Salvador is hotter. So I think San Salvador's weather is not as good as La Libertad.
Nice.
Okay.
Another example, I don't know if it's an idea, but I think that La Libertad has more rivers, so San Salvador doesn't have as many rivers as La Libertad.
Many what? Sorry?
Rivers.
Rivers. Rivers. You're talking about not the beach, but you're.
Okay, time's up. Let's go back to the main room. Okay, some of your classmates are still in the breaking rooms. We are going to wait for them. Okay, everybody, time's up, time's up. How was the
Hello, hello.
practice? Easy or difficult?
It was good.
Nice, very good. Did your classmate answer all the questions?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Did
It
your
was
class?
funny because we use with personal issues or activities, regular activities, right? It was good.
Nice, very good, very good. And did your classmate speak a word in Spanish?
No. Not at all.
Very good. That's the attitude. That's what I want. So everyone, recommendations. Always, please try to ask everybody in the group. Be sure that you are asking to everyone or you are letting everyone to talk. Because remember that sometimes we have people in the group that they are a little bit shy, that if you don't ask them directly, they are not going to say, hey, me, right? So let's try the ones that are a little bit more outgoing, try to ask directly to everyone. If you see someone that is not speaking, ask them directly, okay? So I was listening to all the answers. Very good job. So which city or areas don't you recommend to your friends that come from Europe? What did you listen to? Uh-huh.
Well, with our group, we were talking about that we can recommend to our friend to visit the center of San Salvador, but he could avoid go far away from the main center of San Salvador because it's too alone or there are too many drunk people and could be too dangerous for him.
That's true. That's true. Good recommendation. Okay. How about San Salvador and La Libertad? Which things do they have in common? What similarities could you find?
The weather. In fact, we discussed that the weather is very similar, almost equal.
Ah, very good. Nice job. And what about the last one? What did your classmate describe about themselves? What do you remember?
In my team, we discussed that it's too early for us today to wake up.
That's
Good
so
example.
that you have in common.
Yeah,
Ah,
we have that in common.
We are sleepy heads.
I like
Uh,
that. I like that.
I have a question. How many times do we need to do these examples? Because we don't have enough time with
Well, I always I listen to all the groups and I finish the activity when I see that all of the groups already finished. What happens with one group is that I was checking that we're typing or writing the answers, and that's why it took you a lot of time. It's not that when we have speaking, guys, it's not necessary to type the answers. I mean, if you want to do it just to verify the answers are correct or not, it's all right, but it's going to take too long. So that's why it's not necessary. In this moment, it's just speaking. Okay?
Got it. Good. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, excellent job. I was listening to very nice answer. I could see that you were trying to use the phrases and that's great. Now let's review some details that I was listening when I was listening to some groups, and let's identify if the sentences are correct or not. You are going to help me to correct them. For example, if I say, I listen to someone saying too much people, can I say that?
Too many.
Ah, very good. Remember, people is countable,
Countable,
so
yeah.
I cannot use too much. We are going to say too many. I like this phrase. Ah, there are a lot of drunk guys. This phrase is good, but instead of saying a lot of, what phrase can I use? Because this is something negative, right? Drunk guys everywhere. So what can I say here?
Too many.
Too many.
Very good. Instead of a lot of, we can use too many, because that is an aspect that could be negative for some people, except if that person is drunk too. For them, it's like, hey, that's right. But most of the time it's negative. Something that I really liked is, remember that this phrase, we can also use it in negative. And some people couldn't find things in common with San Salvador and La Libertad, so they started to say it in negative. For example, San Salvador is not as big as La Libertad, so that's great. Remember, as I mentioned yesterday, we can use it in affirmative, but also in negative. In the night, can I say this?
No, I think it's at the night.
Aha. So prepositions, everyone, and this is a topic for basics, so be careful with that. At night. Can I say in the TV?
On TV.
Correct. So in the TV, we cannot say that. We have to say on. That is a correct preposition. So remember, when we are talking about platforms like radio, computer, TV, we also say on. Okay, so those are the little details that I was listening. So be careful with that. try to avoid these mistakes for the next speaking. Now, we don't have a lot of time, but I have prepared another discussions that we can have. When we are using this type of sentences, we use a lot of adjectives, right? So most of the time we are using adjectives that are like very simple, but let's change it. Let's try to use extremely adjectives. Could be good or bad adjectives, okay? So for example, look at these adjectives that I have here. Those are considered extremely because they have like more emphasis in the action. Which of these ones do you consider that are extremely good? Which of these adjectives do you consider that are extremely good?
Wonderful.
Brilliant.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Okay.
Brilliant.
So we
Brilliant.
we got brilliant, we got awesome,
Wonderful.
wonderful,
Terrific.
terrific. Only those ones?
Terrible.
The terrible, is that good or bad?
But
Exactly. So in the good ones, so we got awesome, brilliant, wonderful, terrific. So the others are considered bad. So do you know the meaning for appalling? What is that? Can you give me synonyms?
No, in fact.
Mention.
So appalling is like synonym of terrible, right? So those are very similar, these ones. Horrendous, do you know the meaning for that one? It's just similar as it sounds. How about dreadful? What is the meaning of dreadful? Do you know that?
No.
No?
No.
Dreadful, actually this one, it's also a synonym of terrible. They are like kind of the same. Appalling, terrible, and dreadful, they are just the same. Now, the idea is, everyone, let's stop using basic adjectives and let's try to use a little bit more difficult ones. And remember, this is an important thing. If you want to use these extreme adjectives, right? If you want them to sound more extreme, you can also use the word absolutely. I know that we are used to say very, right? We say very awesome, very wonderful, and we say very almost all the time. So let's stop using very and let's use absolutely. Okay, for example, absolutely brilliant, absolutely awesome, absolutely horrendous, okay? And if you use ordinary adjective, so in that case, let's avoid absolutely. For example, we cannot say absolutely poor, absolutely easy. Not really, because they are not extreme adjectives. For the common adjectives, in that scenario, you can use very or so, okay? Is it clear the difference between the extreme adjectives and the ordinary adjectives? Yes, a little bit?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's see an example. And this is kind of easy. Look at this. If I have tired, tired is a very common adjective. This is ordinary. Instead of saying tired, what could be an extreme adjective?
Exhausted.
Exhausted. Okay, I want to use absolutely. Can I say absolutely tired or absolutely exhausted?
Absolutely exhausted.
That's the one. Okay, I have hungry. So which one can I use instead of hungry?
Starving.
All right. Instead of dirty, what can I use?
Filthy.
Filthy, yes. They are just synonyms, okay? What else? Crowded. Instead of crowded, what can I use? Uh-huh.
I think, oh, I'm not sure it's tiny.
Which one?
Tiny, the last one?
Oh, tiny.
Yeah.
Not really. Not really. Tiny is another meaning. Mhm.
Okay, okay.
Furious.
I think it's boiling.
Okay, what is the meaning of crowded in first place?
When
A lot
there
of
are
people.
too much people.
Oh,
Too much people?
so it's packed.
Too
Too
many
many
people
people.
in a
That is the one.
place.
Look, exactly. So crowded is too many people. So a synonym is packed. How about angry? Instead of angry, what can we say?
Furious.
Furious. Good. Instead of small?
Tiny.
Tiny.
Yes. Instead of big?
Huge.
Huge. Instead of hot?
Boiling.
So I was listening some people talking about San Miguel. So they are saying that it's like a hell, right? Very, very hot. So instead of saying very hot, we can say like, man, San Miguel is boiling, right? It's so hot, it's absolutely boiling. Now, cold.
Freezing.
Freezing. And tasty.
Delicious.
That is the one. Okay, so if you see, we can change the ordinary adjective or the extreme adjectives. Now, we have 10 minutes. I know that is not so much time. So we are going to answer some questions. And the idea is to, instead of using the ordinary, try to use the other adjectives. Okay, let's try to avoid very, and let's try to use absolutely. I have here this box that is going to help you. So instead of saying, yeah, it's good. No, you can say it's fantastic. Instead of saying old, you can say ancient. Okay? Understood? Yes?
Cool.
All right.
Yes.
I'm going to send it again on WhatsApp's groups so you can keep it. Remember, it's not necessary to write the answer, just ask to your classmate and answer everyone. That's all. I'm sending it on WhatsApp groups. Let's go to the breaking rooms again. If you listen to your classmates only using common adjectives, tell them, hey, let's try to change it. Let's try to use another one. Okay? We don't have a lot of time, only 10 minutes. So everybody, do your best. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay, let's go to work.
Hello.
Well, let's get started. Well, one of the places that I visited, and I think is fantastic, I think is Medellin, Colombia, because there are a lot of places to visit, a lot of delicious food, and definitely a lot of Georgians people. What about you, Walter?
Well, I recently visited a new place. It was Cafe Albania, I think.
Oh yeah.
It was a surprisingly a great place. Well, at the end of the day, I was exhausted of play all extreme games that they have. But it was really great. And how are you, Danny?
Is extremely delicious, and the potatoes, the fries are extremely delicious too. So I would recommend go to that place and ask for a hamburger. I like the Cuatro Vacas, and it tastes gorgeous, wonderful. So what about you, Eduardo?
Well, I visited Guatemala last year. I went to Antigua, Guatemala, and I went to the shores. I don't remember the name honestly, but I can say that it was absolutely an absolutely ancient building. And another places I visited is Teticlan Lake. It was a really well, it was let me check. What was the word we could use? Yeah, absolutely right. It was an absolutely
Yeah, absolutely.
exhaustive travel, but I think that it was it, and I recommend you to visit Guatemala if you can.
Okay, cool. Well, let's move to the next point. It says take turns to describe your favorite movie. Okay, let me think in my favorite movie. I have a lot. Let me pick one. Well, I really enjoyed Your Name. It's a anime movie.
And go to Buenos Aires in that time.
What time was it?
And in December.
Oh,
They
yes,
are,
in the middle of the summer.
in the summer, yeah. So it's boiling, and you cannot be okay, and no, it's a bad idea.
It's even worse than San Miguel.
Yes.
What?
Yes. Well, I am not sure. I am from San Salvador, so if here in San Salvador, when you are up to 30 degrees, is boiling. But in Buenos Aires, I remember that we are in 40 degrees. So for me, no, I didn't like that. So
Okay.
yeah, it's
So
worse than San Miguel, I think.
Okay, maybe another example. My work is outstanding good.
good for you.
Yeah, I really like it.
Okay. About my favorite movie, I think is Flariners.
Which one?
Flariners. In Spanish, it's like Línea Mortal.
No, I never heard about it.
It's about some doctors that that you try to have a death experience. So it's very surprising because some of them have some some of them the bad things that they do don't left to live well when they have a death.
Blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
I'm sorry?
Rodrigo, do you know when the movie Should We Dance was released?
2004.
2004. My mother's favorite movie is Dirty Dancing, but it's from 1975, I think.
Oh my goodness.
And it's somehow related to yours. There is a woman that wants to learn how to dance because she saw another people dancing, and she wanted to be like in a competence. So the movie is very nice. It's very similar to the one that you described.
Okay.
But in my case, one of my favorite movies is Iron Man, because the main character is Tony Stark. I don't know if you
Yes, of course.
and this guy is very or I will say absolutely brilliant. In the first movie, he basically created the first suit in a cave with bare minimum materials that he had. And he was able to escape from the cave, so that was very nice.
Okay, time's up. We are going to go back to the main room. Time's up. Very good. Let's go back, everyone. Okay, some of your classmates are still in the breaking rooms. Let's wait for them. All right. Maybe we didn't have enough time, right, to answer all the questions. Or could you answer all the questions?
No.
No, right. I know. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough time, but it's because it's 8 o'clock already, so we cannot continue. Now, excellent job, everybody, because you were trying to use the extreme adjectives. I love that. So, very good job. Easy or difficult to use those adjectives? What do you think?
I would like to have many others adjectives to use it.
I know. So everyone, you are intermediate. So I know that it's a little bit difficult to go out of our comfort zone. So let's stop using the easy ones. Let's change it for the extreme ones. And very fast, before leaving, just remember we need to review this topic. The difference when we use adjectives ending in ed and adjectives ending in ing. Okay, because remember, exhausted is when we are talking about feelings. Exhausting is when we are talking about characteristics of something or someone, but it's a little bit different. So be careful with the adjectives ending in ed or in ing. If you feel that that topic is difficult, you can tell me and we can take a couple of minutes of the next class to review it. Okay? Now we don't have enough time, everybody. Have a beautiful day. Study. Don't forget to work on the platform. And see you tomorrow, guys.
Okay.
See ya.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Goodbye,
Good. It's a
goodbye.
pleasure.